In today's video, we delve into a pressing question. If green energy holds so much promise for a sustainable future, why are governments around the world still funneling billions into fossil fuel subsidies? From economic dependence and energy security to the formidable influence of fossil fuel industries, we'll explore the intricate web of reasons that keep these subsidies alive. As we dissect the slow transition to green alternatives and the public's perception of cheap energy, we'll shed light on the complex realities that hinder a complete pivot to renewable resources. Join us as we navigate the landscape of energy policy and uncover the obstacles that stand in the way of a greener future. 1. Reasons fossil fuel subsidies persist. Fossil fuel subsidies have an enduring presence in global economic policies. Despite the looming shadow of climate change and the allure of renewable energy, subsidies for fossil fuels persist. Understanding the reasons behind this persistence requires a deep dive into the economic, political, and social landscapes. 2. Economic dependence. For many countries, especially developing ones, fossil fuels form the economic backbone. Industries, transport, and countless jobs hinge on these energy sources. Governments are wary of pulling the plug on subsidies, fearing economic shockwaves. The immediate aftermath could see skyrocketing energy prices and significant job losses. For these nations, the cost of cutting subsidies could outweigh the benefits of a green shift. 3. Energy security. Energy security remains a driving concern for many nations. Fossil fuels, with their established supply chains and infrastructures, offer a sense of stability. A rapid transition to renewables might destabilize energy supplies, leading to potential blackouts and disruptions. The specter of rising costs further complicates this equation. Until green energy can promise the same reliability and affordability, fossil fuels will remain a safety net. 4. Political influence of fossil fuel industries. The fossil fuel industry's tentacles extend deep into the political realm. With significant lobbying power and financial clout, these companies can sway governmental decisions. Politicians often find themselves in a bind, caught between environmental promises and the political backlash of removing subsidies. Campaign coffers often depend on the goodwill of these industries, making subsidy removal a politically risky move. 5. Lack of affordable green alternatives. While the allure of solar panels and wind turbines is undeniable, their costs can be prohibitive. In many regions, green technologies are still seen as expensive luxuries. Subsidies for fossil fuels help bridge this cost gap, ensuring energy remains affordable for the masses. Until renewable technologies become universally affordable and reliable, fossil fuels will continue to enjoy governmental support. 6. Slow transition to green energy. The march towards renewable energy is steady but slow. Current technology, infrastructure, and investments aren't yet sufficient to dethrone fossil fuels globally. Governments find themselves in a balancing act, using subsidies to bridge the gap between fossil and green energy availability. The transition is akin to turning a massive ship. It takes time, patience, and careful navigation. 7. Job protection in fossil fuel industries. Fossil fuel industries are significant employers, providing millions of jobs worldwide. Removing subsidies could jeopardize these jobs, leading to economic unrest. Governments are understandably cautious, prioritizing employment stability over abrupt policy shifts. The ripple effects of sudden job losses could lead to widespread economic challenges, making subsidy reduction a politically sensitive topic. 8. Global competition. In the international arena, competition is fierce. Countries like the US and China continue to subsidize fossil fuels, ensuring their industries remain competitive. An uneven playing field emerges, where nations fear that cutting subsidies could disadvantage their economic prospects. This global game of chicken sees countries reluctant to be the first to blink, prioritizing economic growth over environmental concerns. 9. Fossil fuels as a revenue source. For many oil-rich nations, fossil fuels are not just energy sources, they're economic lifelines. Revenues from these industries fund public services, infrastructure, and national budgets. The prospect of reducing subsidies threatens this financial flow, making governments hesitant to change course. For these nations, fossil fuels are as much about economic survival as they are about energy. 10. Lack of public awareness. Despite growing climate change awareness, many citizens still view fossil fuel subsidies as necessary evils. The promise of affordable energy often trumps environmental concerns. Public resistance complicates governmental efforts to reduce subsidies. Until there's a widespread shift in public perception, fossil fuel subsidies will remain politically popular. 11. The false perception of cheap energy. Subsidies create an illusion of affordability, masking the true costs of fossil fuels. Environmental damage, health impacts, and climate-related disasters are often externalized, not reflected in fuel prices. This illusion, however, is politically popular, ensuring the continued support for fossil fuel subsidies. The challenge lies in unmasking these hidden costs and reorienting public perception. While the world dreams of a green future, the reality is more complex. Economic, political, and practical reasons ensure that fossil fuel subsidies continue. Until renewable alternatives become universally viable, fossil fuels will remain entrenched in our global energy landscape.